good enough. I think I made it worse. Oh, I've made it so much worse. I did it so much worse than it was before.
The true cosplay experience is doing each other's makeup and fucking it up.
My name is Misha Bakshi. I'm a student, actress, and cosplayer living in Halifax, Nova Scotia. When I first started cosplay, it was just about dressing up and having fun. But my journey into cosplay changed me. It helped me find out more about myself than I ever imagined. I knew I couldn't be the only one. So now I'm headed out, asking other cosplayers what drives them to create and how cosplay has made an impact on them. When people ask me why I cosplay, I tell them it's because I can. At this stage in my cosplay journey, I'm always wondering, how did other people get into this fantastic world? Where did they start? What does cosplay mean to them and how has it changed them? So, today I'm on my way to visit my friend Oliver, a trans cosplayer and costume designer, and listen to his story. Thanks so much for sitting down here with me today to talk about cosplay, Oliver. Do you want to start by telling me a little bit about yourself, your history with cosplay?
I discovered cosplay in 2010 roughly. At the time I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life as like a young kid. And then I watched this show that I'd seen as a kid, I rewatched it, and then through that I was Googling around as you do, falling down a rabbit hole, and I found people dressing up as the characters and I was like, oh my god, what is this? I need to know more. And so I fell down even more rabbit holes on YouTube about conventions and cosplay and anime. And at the moment I was like, this is what I want to do with my life. I was 12 years old and I had no money and I had no access to, wigs or makeup or fabric. So I was going to the craft store and buying like as much broadcloth as I could with $5, and I would just like hand sew it together on my couch and I'd be like, costume! And it wasn't like anything. Around the time of grade 11, grade 12, where I started making things that I was actually like genuinely proud of. First cosplay was Mewberry from Tokyo Mew Mew Ella Mode. There's a photo of me just like leaning on my kitchen counter and I was like 12 and I'm wearing like a tube of broadcloth and like bunny ears from the dollar store. Another big cosplay highlight that I was really proud of was in 2016, I made Nightcrawler from X-Men Apocalypse.
I think that was the first costume you were wearing when we first met.
Yeah, when we first met at HalCon 2016, yeah.
I know that one of the cosplays you're most notable for here in this community is your cosplay of Rocket Raccoon.
Yes, bring me the boy.
Can you kind of tell me like how you came to cosplay Rocket? Like what's your experience with making stuff with these materials, with this character?
Around 2018, I started making the costume. I spent basically my whole summer making the head base. I dyed all the fur, like I airbrushed it with acrylic paint and like fabric medium, drafted the bodysuit and made that from scratch. It was my first time doing foam armor. I made his backpack. I did the LED lights in my back. I custom made the tongue and the teeth. Rocket, being a popular character in the MCU, was the big character where everyone knew who I was. Their kids wanted photos with Rocket, and it was really, really exciting. It was just this great to finally have this amazing reception to something I made. I'm the Halifax trash panda is my self-assigned role.
You're pretty well known in the Halifax community as like a trans cosplayer. Mm-hmm. Can you kind of talk about your gender journey?
Before I had discovered really anything about gender identity, gender queerness, or even just like sexuality and gender, and then I remember the first time someone asked me, oh, what's your sexuality, was the first time I questioned like, oh, I've never thought about it. And then that's why I went down a million different rabbit holes of, oh, I'm this and this and this, before settling on, I'm just queer now. That's usually the word I use to describe myself.
At that point, Oliver and I knew that there was only one way that we could really express ourselves. It was cosplay time.
Freshly shaved. But it definitely is like a very interesting and gender affirming part of transition, like the first time that you were able to shave and just like have body hair. And during the process, like, you notice like slowly, it's like, oh, today I have more leg hair, and then oh, I have something on my chest, and I have something on my stomach, and it's like a very interesting gender affirming part of the transition process. Oh, I've made it so much worse. I did it so much worse than it was before.
The true cosplay experience is doing each other's makeup and fucking it up.
And we're back, and we're both dressed in our cosplays.
Here it is.
Yeah. Do you want to tell me what character you cosplaying?
Yes, so the character's name is Strive, and he's from a music video animated by Knights of the Light Table and by a song by TWRP. I think the second I saw the music video, I was like, I'm cosplaying that character as soon as I can. This is, I think, a good example of how cosplay can be done in so many different ways. So the shirt and the leggings I both got at a thrift store, and then the boots, the base of them I got at a thrift store a few years ago for a costume I did a while ago, and then I kind of just reused them. And I made a boot cover. Yeah, and then the gem, I made it out of EVA foam and then foam clay on top. The clear part, did the light turn off?
It did.
Oh, geez, that might have ran out of batteries. Oh, well. The top of it is clear Warbler and then paint, and then inside of it is a little light from like a children's Halloween flashlight. The wig, I got all the fibers from Arto Wigs, and I definitely knew that I wanted to make this really giant wig. So the hair in the bottom is pink, but I wanted to add bits of yellow to kind of show some of the more ambient lighting that happens in the music video. So I kind of alternated between pink and yellow. I'm proud of how it came out. And I do also love the ears, and I'm so happy that a friend made them for me. It's a great example of how, you know, how cosplayers help each other.
Do you have any particular advice for any cosplayer that might be watching this show?
I think the biggest thing for beginner cosplayers is to not compare yourself to others, because as cosplayers, we usually discover it through probably another cosplayer. So, you know, if you're a beginner and you don't know how to sew or style wigs, don't look at that person and say, they're better than me, you know, and that sucks, you know, because you're learning. Do it because you love it, not because you want to, you know, say like make money off of it or get famous. You know, just do it because it's something you love and it's something you're passionate about.
Thank you so much for sitting down with me and having a conversation about your art, about the things you create. It's such an honor to get to talk to people like you who clearly love every bit of this.
For about 10 years now, all I've cared about in my life is just costuming.
So tell me why you cosplay Oliver.
Cos I can. Yeah, I did it. That's the name of the show.
From broadcloth bunny girls to professional costume designer, it's very clear that cosplay has been a big part of Oliver's life and helped him become the man he is today.